I wanted to answer that question, how's the market? Well, like I said, very unique time where supply is still quite low and demand is quite high and increasing as far as I can see. Of those two auctions that I did this week, we had just under double digit bidding. I had 9 registered bidders on one and 8 registered bidders on the other, and a very diverse mix of both owner-occupier purchasers and investors, which was quite interesting to see. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, the 4th of February. It's my grandfather's birthday, actually. And I wanted to do this video earlier in the week, but we were flat out with our auction event on the 31st, which was an incredible success. The team selling just over half of the properties either before auction or under the hammer, and we're in post-auction negotiations for the remaining properties on our order of sale now. So very busy but very productive week. I was successful at both of my auctions, 2 from 2 under the hammer, both above the reserve price, mind you, which was a phenomenal result, and all of the clients, buyers and sellers are ecstatic with the results there. So one thing I wanted to recap from January in terms of the question that everybody asks is, oh, how's the market? January was an incredibly unique month, and I've been doing this now, I've just ticked over 10 years into my 11th year. It was the weirdest January I've ever experienced. And the reason I say that is because the stock that typically starts to come on post-Christmas, we see everyone get into those life-changing conversations over the holiday break. Unfortunately, and both fortunately and unfortunately, that just hasn't happened. The stock has been a little bit slow to turn through. And so what that created is a very unique scenario where the buyers out in the market were out in full force. We've been seeing double digits at pretty much every open for inspection on anything that's fresh, new stock, but there's just nothing else to choose from. And that's been, communicated by the buyers to us in no small way. Like, it's seriously challenging right now for people to find quality properties to purchase. There either aren't properties on the market or they're already under offer very, very quickly. And so with that in mind, I wanted to answer that question, how's the market? Well, like I said, very unique time where supply is still quite low and demand is quite high and increasing as far as I can see. Of those two auctions that I did this week, we had just under double digit bidding. I had 9 registered bidders on one and 8 registered bidders on the other, and a very diverse mix of both owner-occupier purchasers and investors, which was quite interesting to see. And having some conversations to qualify those buyers, what was quite interesting too is, of the investors in particular, there was quite a substantial majority of those who were borrowing a very large majority, if not all, of the money against equity in other properties, suggesting that the uptick in value that we've seen over the last couple of years is now trickling into some consumer confidence from a buying perspective. And those investors are out there saying, great, we've got a little bit of equity to play with here, let's go and place it in the market. So I'm really interested to see how we roll through with February. We've got another interest rate decision in just 2 days' time on Tuesday this week, the first of the year and the first for a couple of months. So I'll be very curious to see what the RBA's decision is around interest rates, given the recent slight uptick in CPI, but it was below forecast, which is a very promising sign. So hopefully those rates stay on hold, and later this year we do start to see them come back a little bit and ease that mortgage stress that a lot of people are now finding themselves in. But how's the market? I think if you were someone who was looking to sell their property, it would be a really unique opportunity for you right now while that supply side is low. You would be able to sell your property and then position yourself, if you could negotiate into your contract a slightly longer settlement, somewhere between 60 and 90 days. I would recommend, if you're thinking to do something in the first half of this year, get your property ready, get it on the market, negotiate that longer settlement, and position yourself to purchase well when those listing numbers increase, when that stock comes on the market, you will be better positioned if you can have a cash unconditional contract on your property, money's in the bank, and you know exactly where you stand. You will have every opportunity to buy really, really well when those listing numbers increase and the choice for buyers starts to return. So, how's the market? If you're a seller, great opportunity. If you're a buyer, obviously struggling, but those listings will start to come on and you might get a bit more choice. But I really feel that until we see any drastic change in the overall sentiment, especially in Southeast Queensland, I think the consumer confidence has returned and the sentiment is quite strong right now, which is to buy. So I don't think you're out of the woods if you're a buyer, and I really think the best advice I can give you is to not muck around in your negotiations. Make a strong, fair offer. Don't come in at some silly lowball figure and wait around for the seller to get back to you and the agent to get on your team. Just start there. Start at a fair value, and more often than not, a savvy agent will say, hey, look, this someone's actually quite interested. Let's not bite the hand that feeds us. Let's actually work up a deal here because they've come to the party with a very strong offer. And so hopefully that gives a little bit of insight as to the start of this year. We, as an office, we have actually just opened our third location. The Property Hub team now have a location at Robina, Mermaid Beach, and the newest office is the Northern Gold Coast where I'm working out of, which is LJ Hooker Property Hub, Oxenford. So big news there, and we're certainly going to be working hard to get more runs on the board in a market that both myself and Dave have serviced religiously for the past 10 years. So watch this space. We'll be actively hunting for more opportunities there. I'm driving right now to an appointment with an acreage property in Oxenford. It's an off-market opportunity for the time being. So I'm meeting a buyer there now to have a look at the potential in this really unique 1 acre and established home there. Beautiful, big country style home and a really unique opportunity here. So we wanted to just test the waters off market before the seller decides whether or not he'll do a deal or run forward with a full-fledged marketing campaign. So plenty of action happening off the books at the moment. As I mentioned, some people are a bit nervous and not so sure what to do. So hopefully what I've suggested and what I've shared with you can help guide your decision making, because there really is no stopping this market. I really see some great things happening later in 2024 as things progress. So watch this space. Hope you've had a great January. Hope you're off to a good start for your year, whatever that looks like. And we'll keep in touch as we move through this year with more updates, particularly with the new office in Oxenford. Have a great rest of the weekend. Catch you in another video.